Hi there, I'm Emmy, and today I would like to explain you a little bit more between a certain attachment style and migraines. Because migraines, they have roots that are often so much deeper than we commonly know. And I will also tell you from my own personal experience in relationships how this attachment style sometimes goes together with a trigger for migraine. So I notice that when I'm in close relationships, in partnership, that when there is a moment that my partner is like emotionally distant, like in everyday situation, I'm talking about something, it's mostly something that is bothering me. And when then I notice that he's not really listening, or that he does not understand me, or that it seems that it's not really that important to him than to me, then there is this activation inside of me. It's like immediately questions pop up like, am I still important for him? Am I a burden? Is it too much? Does he still love me? Did I do something wrong? And then I notice how this tension in my body starts. And this is so important that I got aware of this mechanism that is inside of me. And this is what we call the ambivalent attachment style. And so that what we experience is that we remember in these situations experiences that we had in childhood. So most probably when you recognize this, you have had situations in early childhood where your caregivers were sometimes present, sometimes they were taking care of you, and sometimes they were withdrawing their love, or sometimes they were emotionally not present. And then as a child, you always are switching between being afraid, fear, and having hope that it comes back again. Or you are afraid, and you are relaxed again. So this is constantly in your system, in your nervous system. You are swifting between these big poles. Migraine, in that sense, is like a physical expression of all this suppressed emotion, this distress that you have in these situations. Because nowadays, when you are in such a situation, if you're not aware of it, your nervous system still thinks that it is like a physical threat. Like when we were little, we were dependent on our caregivers, so it was a real threat then. So it was very intelligent that we were always alert as a child, that we were always checking, like, where is my mom? And is she really there? Or is she overwhelmed with something in the family? So in those early days, it was really a mechanism that helped us survive. And what it needs for now is, as an adult, that we get aware that our body is still reacting as if it would be a survival threat, but that actually now we can choose a different situation because our survival is not depending on that anymore. It is emotionally like very intense, a distress. It feels like you want to explode. That I always say, like, it feels like I got this volcano inside of me. And for us, it's good to know that we are not alone with this, that there is this connection between the blueprint that you have had in your childhood, and when you are now in close relationships, that is reactivated, that you are between this shift of somebody can be very close in some moments, and then they're withdrawn, and this activates your alarm system. Let me explain this a little bit, like what really happens in the body. The sympathetic nervous system really thinks like there is a danger, there is a threat, I need to be alert all the time, at all times. Since we've had these situations more often in our life as a child, and now again, when it is triggered again and again, our nervous system has become very sensitive and it reacts quite quickly. So it is ignited quite quickly. And that's important to know that this is what happens with our nervous system. On the other hand, the parasympathetic nervous system, the one that normally can help us to calm us down, has really trouble in getting down. There is something where it has forgotten how it is to be safe, and then that's why it is so difficult for people with this pattern to really calm down again. So neurobiologically, we will see that it has a huge impact on our body. It's like we start breathing more quickly, we cannot be so attentive, we are afraid, our heart is going a lot quicker, and it's hard to focus, it's hard to be present, because what we are doing is we are trying to suppress the fear, the anger, the jealousy, not knowing of how to express it. Like we are caught in this because emotionally we don't feel safe to express what we are feeling, and that's why we are holding it back. And our body is searching a way to let it out. So what it actually does, migraine, is like a release valve of all this suppressed anger, fear, not knowing what to do, insecurity. This total package of distress is released emotionally, because that's the only thing we can do. If we say unconsciously, I don't want to feel it, then the body will find a way that it says no. And remember the book of Gabor Mate, The Body Says No. That's where it's very well explained. And I think for many of us, it's good to check this. Like not only to have in your migraine trigger catalog, like it can be the weather, it can be the food, it can be your hormones. And please, in your life, check if it's also this emotional distress. So now, what to do with that? What helps? And there I can really speak from my own experience. And it's like, I know this for years. As a therapist, I've learned it. And now it's like to give you examples from daily life. I think this is what really makes it possible to use it in your life as well. So whenever I see that I'm triggered, that I get upset, that physically I am aware that something is shifting inside of me, that I get afraid, and I'm also like putting a lot of charge on my partner, on my friends. And when I start to externalize, like they should be different and they should be then I pause. I literally pause in the conversation. And then I take some deeper breaths and I start listening in conversations. Sometimes I always also say like, oh, I need a little break, and then I go and get a tea. So I really take care that I have a break. And then I start to feel my body. I invite myself to see like, how do I feel now? And then I notice that my body is tensing, that my muscles get tight, that my way of speaking is getting different. So I'm connecting on a physical level how I am. And that's important because my nervous system thinks there is a real threat. So I need to detect with my body that that is not the case. And then the next step is like to be in touch with your body. Like your body only understands body language. It's not enough to just think like I'm safe. So really touch your hands, touch your arm, put a hand on your chest, and you can massage certain body parts and to really reconnect to your body. And once you've done that, also invite an inner dialogue where you're saying to yourself, I'm safe. Like, yes, now I'm in a situation where there is a fight, or maybe a situation where I'm not understood, or somebody is pulling back, or maybe even an emotional threat. It's like, yes, this is what is happening, but it's not a survival threat. So please find like a good sentence like, there's no real danger. And when it is then possible, a next step would be like, can I relate to somebody with whom I feel safe? So maybe you can call a friend, maybe you can have a Zoom session, maybe you can go out for a walk and go over to friends that live nearby. So this co-regulation, to have a safe space in relationship again, that is very important. For me, it is so important to give you this explanation, that you come out of this belief pattern that having a migraine is having a flaw, that something is wrong with you. I invite you to understand the bigger picture, the roots, the emotional roots that are under this physical release, this psychosomatic part of migraine that it can be, and that you understand all these connections. And then once you've understood these principles, like, okay, it can be food, it can be hormones, it can be trauma, it can be the relational trigger of not being safe, of not knowing if I'm really accepted. And I understand how my nervous system reacts, and to see how it can be different triggers for your migraine process, and that you are, with time, capable of checking, of having this inner compass, like, oh, now this is happening. Oh, now that was too much sugar. Ah, I had too much coffee. Ah, no, now I had a conversation that really got me into distress. Or tomorrow I'm going to meet somebody and this is difficult with that person and I'm already in distress. Or I'm going to visit my parents again and I know this is bringing upset in my life. Like, to see the different angles of how your migraine process is ignited. And that is going to give you this sense of being able to act upon it. Like, you will find a way to not be automatically in the process of getting it, but once you are aware how it is ignited, how something is getting worse, then you can stop it with all these little techniques that you will learn and that will help you. And I think this is going to give you this sense of, I am capable of changing something. I'm not only the victim of this migraine process, but I'm the one who is having this sense of being capable to shape it, to change it, and to transform it. I hope you can try out and see in the next situations where you are in a close relationship that you can track for yourself what is happening and share it with others, because I think this is general knowledge that we all should have, not only if we get migraines, but many of us, we are in this kind of distress. I'm hoping that this is another step in your journey of migraine transformation.